Well, hi and howdy, folks. Come right on in. It's good to see everybody again. Have a seat. It is recess time, and I only have 3 students today. That's just the way that it works. What everyone else is doing, all of my other students, I have no idea, but it probably has something to do with the farm and keeping it up and running. I only have 3 students today. Abraham and Creed Hodges, they're brothers, and then little Bob Mason. That's it. They're out at recess right now. Happy New Year to all of you. I see you survived the holidays. And now that we are in the new year, I hope that everybody has a better year this year than last year. And speaking of this year, I better explain a little something. You'll see the calendar has changed as far as the month and day is concerned, but not the year. That's because, and if you've been following the channel for some time, you know that 3rd Century Living History Park I used to work at in Virginia, the 19th century was always 1850. It did not change. So, because it's 1850, it still says here 1850, in case you're wondering. And if you're new here to the channel, welcome. Glad to see you. Hope to earn a like and subscription from you. And about the holidays. I didn't do it half bad. Did all right. I was just entering into my book so I don't forget who got me what or did for me what. What do we have here? Well, we have a stocking cap that somebody made for me in the way of a nightcap. And who did that? Oh, that was the widow Maxie. That's Jemima. One of her children is in my class. Got a very nice pair of that's handy for this time of year, the winter. It is January in Southwest Virginia. One very nice pair of handmade wool socks. And they came, that's Maria Kinsey. And her husband did me a nice favor. He gave me a nice Christmas present. He gave me 6 cents. He said, "Merry Christmas." I said, "Thank you." It really wasn't much of a present since she owed me that anyway for teaching the children. Matter of fact, he owes me a bit more than that, but I'll take the 6 cents and won't have anything else to say about it. He's good for the balance, whatever it is. We have this very nice print handkerchief here. Nobody spun this. I believe that the fabric was machine made, printed, but she did take it and cut it into a rather large handkerchief. You could almost use this as a neckerchief, I would think. And who gave me that? Oh, that was Nancy Ray. Yeah, Nancy Ray. And something else, too, of importance, really, from Mrs. Ellison. Magdalene's her first name. I got a linen hanky right here. Very nice. And a towel, also made out of linen. And it's what this towel is protecting that I want to talk to you about today. It's a book. It's a very old book. And no, it's not time to come in yet. Not yet, I'm not done. And old books need protecting. So, and this book happens to be the Code of Virginia with the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States and the Declaration of Rights and the Constitution of Virginia published in 1849. All that, one book for all the laws. Now, why are we going to be discussing the book, which is what we're going to be discussing? My supervisor, who worked at the farmhouse, the Hofhager house, we called her Mrs. Hofhager, she showed me a book one day, and it was the 1849 Code of Virginia. And I asked her, can I borrow that book and thumb through it to look for things that might be applicable for my program? And she said yes. I took that somewhat as an honor because she is a bibliophile and she, like me, is persnickety, yes, persnickety, about who she loans up books to. So her loaning it out to me, I thought was a good compliment. And if this book does not go back to her in the same condition in which I borrowed it, she has this very long wooden spoon, and it just might not be my knuckles she'd be rapping with it. But why discuss this? Here's the reason. During the wintertime, like right now, for instance, the park was shut down, and the interpretive staff, when they're not doing maintenance, would be devoting their time to looking up new material to keep the programs fresh, alive, interesting. And I thought, well, I'll take her book and just thumb through it, see if there's something I can find. Thumb through it carefully. It is an old book after all, carefully. Oh, that's interesting, that's interesting, that's interesting too. Not applicable to what I can use here at the schoolhouse, but it's nonetheless interesting. It did confirm something I had been saying. This is 1850, and if you've been around the channel for a fair amount of time, you know this is not a state-run school, it's not a county-run school. There is no State Department of Education at this time. That's later. This school and others like it are run by the parents, built by the parents, funded by the parents, and if they don't do it, there is not going to be any school. This is one of those schools. The state of Virginia does make a financial contribution to the university at Charlottesville, and it's confirmed in the book. So seeing it codified as a law was kind of a plus in my mind, made me feel better. But as I was going through this, I came across that, whoa, hey, really? I didn't know that. I didn't think that was possible, but yet there it is. I'm going to make mention of that. That's interesting enough. I can use that in my program and amaze and stupend, dumbfound the audience, the visitors. I'll read it to you carefully. It's okay. It's chapter 101. It is section 1, and it talks about deer season. I had no idea that hunting was regulated back then. There are certain times you can hunt deer, certain times you can't hunt deer, certain places you can hunt deer, certain places you cannot hunt deer. And this was the law at the time. And I'll read it to you. Yeah. If any person shall, in any year after the first day of January and before the first day of August in Mason County, or in any county east of the Allegheny and west of the Blue Ridge Mountains, or after the first day of February and before the first day of September in any county east of the Blue Ridge, kill a deer, or be in possession of any so killed, the same not being his own, tamed, or enclosed in a park, he shall for every such deer forfeit $5. Rather expensive for venison, but yes, certain places, certain times you can hunt. Other times, if you're caught, your wallet's going to be decreased by $5. And I thought, well, that's going to get an interesting yeah, and it was an interesting reaction, all right. It wasn't the one I expected. And it came from one side of the room. Yep, that side. And it was decidedly negative, borderline hostile, temperamental. What other words can I? Yeah, they did not like it one little bit. I believe the terms government is too powerful, overreach was used. They can't tell us what is our God-given right to hunt and fish anytime. I think you get the picture. It did not go over well at all. And if my memory serves me right, that was the only time I ever said it. They don't pay me enough to take the abuse from, in any shape or form, from the visitors. And besides, any visitor here who is displeased can always run to management and complain, and then I've got some explaining to do. that did happen once, although not for this. And you might as well know now, there were several instances of my coming across something and thought, that's interesting. I'll share it. What could possibly go wrong? I'll let you know. But not today. I think they're ready to come inside. It's cold. There's a fire in here. So, if you're new to the channel, thank you for coming. If you've been around for a while, thank you for coming. Again, I hope that the new year brings nothing but the best for you. And I'll be careful about this book. It's got to go back where it belongs, on the shelf. Appreciate your being here. And until such time, don't forget the scarf. Still not an overcoat, but I am not in a position to be picky. I'll take whatever comes. Wouldn't mind some nice mittens or gloves, though. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Who can tell? At any rate, thank you very much for being here. Hope your day and the rest of the year goes well. Until our paths cross again, I have the honor to remain your most respectful and obedient servant, Dave Diggs, coming to you from, as always, this time, last time, next time, a long time ago. Thank you once again. Do take care. All right, kids, come on inside. Come on.